But the Nigerian Bar Association has described as unconstitutional the decision of the Nigerian police force not to provide security for the local government elections scheduled to hold in Rivers State on Saturday. NBA, which is the umbrella body of legal practitioners in the country, in a statement that was signed by its president, Mazi Afam Osigwe, SAN, maintained that police have a statutory responsibility to ensure adequate security. To ensure adequate security in the state during and after the elections. It argued that the responsibility of the police to ensure peace and security is constitutional and cannot be restrained by any court, while condemning any attempt to undermine the scheduled elections in the 22 local government areas in Rivers State by refusal to provide security. Nigerian Bar Association demanded immediate investigation of the allegation that police officers tried to cut away electoral materials in the dead of the night at the head office of Rivers State Independent Electoral Commission. Let me start with you, George.
Yeah.
What do you make of this story?
Sometimes these legal profession people keep confusing us. There was a court order. The judge is also of legal profession. There was a court order barring the police from taking part in the election. The NBA chairman has come to say no, that the police have constitutional responsibility to protect, like that they should take part. Who is deceiving who? So sometimes I really do not understand why we do have this kind of conflicts coming from the same institutions and all of that. Are we not to respect the court order anymore? Is Nigeria no longer a country of rule of law? An order of the court has been made barring the police from taking part. Like my brother here said, that the court barred the police from taking part does not mean that the police cannot carry out their responsibility, their constitutional responsibility of protecting lives and property. What that means is that along this road, NTA road, you see police doing their work, but that the police will not be part. Normally, there's a column where police signs in every election result to validate the election results. There's a column where they sign. So the court barring them from taking part means that the police will not be there at the polling station to sign that column. But that does not mean that police will not be on the road patrolling. If they see any form of issues happening there, that they cannot wade in as a police officer to safeguard lives and property. So I really do not understand why the NBA will want to go against a substituting court order by a judge of the Federal High Court. It shows that people are biased in this country. People do no longer reside. I really do not understand what's going on. So for me, I will not take what the NBA chairman has said. There's a law, there's an order which everybody should abide by. So for me, what the NBA chairman has said does not hold water.
All right, Nze, what do you make of this story?
Thank you. You see, how I wish. In fact, let me start from this angle. That man is causing headache for God. The reason is because man think differently. And sometimes we tend to tilt to whichever side that fits whatever we want to do. If NBA is an association, they are the lawyers. Even if any matter should go to court today, it is still these men that will go to defend it. Have come up to say that it is the constitutional right. In fact, not right. It is the constitutional obligation of Nigerian police force to ensure the protection of life and property of Nigerians. But you now see police coming to say, we will disobey Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria 1999 as amended. We will obey the order of a Federal High Court from Justice Lifu. So, Constitution, hold on. We will take instruction from Justice Lifu, an individual who is operating in a court. So, though court is a constitutional institution too, but they say that the primary, because they feel that obeying the court will satisfy their quest they now want to divulge that of constitution. To me, I am a Nigerian, and my interest remains to ensure that Nigeria work. So if the NBA have come to say from their chairman that police should go ahead to protect the lives and properties of Nigerian citizens, I stand with them. Where the police is saying, we will not, court stops us. Who is court then to constitution? When constitution is standing and court is standing, who should be recognized? Is it not constitution? Because everything court does revolves around what constitution has provided. And constitution has said, it is your responsibility. And court say, I bar you. And police say, we will obey court, we will disobey constitution. In fact, I demand that IGP should step down. I also demand that Mohammed Bala should also resign as a policeman. Because you cannot flagrantly disobey the constitution that make you. That is the point. They are disobeying the constitution that made them. And they are telling us because they want to play the whims of a man they felt has so much political power. A single man that has so much political, they want to play his whims, and they are now bastardizing. If this country collapses, my country have collapsed. I have no other country. My father, my grandfather, my great-grandfather, likewise my maternal lineage, all came from Nigeria. I have no other country to go.
All right, Chizi, what do you have to say?
No, listen, it's it's a very funny state. Those who said they are learned are not behaving like some of us who should come from the gutter, who are not learned like them, even though that is the most unfair statement to make in education. Look at what they are saying. Look at what the NBA is saying. The NBA is saying, court, bar the police from going to participate in the election. And the NBA gave us that order, gave police order. And the NBA also came and said, police, why did you obey the order we went to? Why do I say so? When they said they went to court to approach the Federal High Court, it was the lawyers that went. Is it me? It's not me, it's lawyers. When they gave the judgment, it is also lawyers that gave the judgment, the judges. That's the NBA. This is the same NBA that we are here and saw court of no jurisdiction giving a judgment in where they do not have jurisdiction over. And the NBA didn't say anything. The same NBA knew that lawyers went to a court, that as a lawyer, that you can go to a court that do not have the jurisdiction over a matter. And there is no sanction. The NBA has not called anybody. The NBA has just woken up today to say, no, why did you? And in the first instance, why did the NBA say, INEC, why did you say you would not give RISEC election? If you know the spirit of what the court did, is for a RISEC election to hold, there must be a data from INEC, which is constitutional. Now, if the data is not going from INEC, in the eyes of the law, there is no election holding. Police don't give legality to something that's not holding.
Simple.
And NBA is saying no to it. You see, as soon as you bring 4 emotions into it, your professionalism will go. Just like a reverend is now saying that the only reason why we can save Nigeria.
You mean Reverend Nze?
Reverend Nze. Why is he dodging it? Why? Just like a reverend.
Is it that you're attributing Nze, or you want to bring out the reverend aspect?
He is a reverend now. You know what a reverend means?
Right.
Lawrence,
Go on.
do not let him to lose his train of thought. I haven't finished, please.
Go on.
Don't worry. He's not just like a reverend. He's telling us that he believes in this country. And the Bible says that only truth will set us free. And the reverend is saying the only way we can do it is to jettison law, remove legality, suspend law, because FUBRA is involved. Then when it is against FUBRA, we should not carry law. The law is saying, don't give, there are in election, in recent election, I have said so.
He's quoting you.
There are, you know, let me tell you,
Out of context.
police is not an ex-official member of the electoral body. No, sir. They have a column in the result sheet that the police sign and collects. Then INEC will collect their own. In this instance, RISEC will collect, and then the party officers will collect. No wonder in 2015, the evidence that was produced in Senator Andrew Uchendu's tribunal was a police paper that was presented, because it was admitted in the law, because the law says they signed it from them. No politician can give to them. So now the police is not there to sign. INEC did not bring their paper, and then there's not going to be election. And MBA, please, not MBA, the chairman of MBA that visited the governor is saying that, look, don't go. Why did you have to do that? And the chairman saw that his members who pays dues went to court to seek for that. What I should have heard is, why did INEC respect that? Why did my people go to court? You know, discipline your people for even going to court to ask for that. Discipline the judges and all of that who went to court on a jurisdiction that that is not theirs. But they are coming to where, but of course, they have also they are proving that they are. I don't want to say this. Larissa will not say again. Are you? Because she has a way of indicting me. I am not you, but I'm telling that MBA has failed us. It's unfair. That man should resign as NBA president. He has failed.
Now he's calling for the resignation of
the man who obeyed Constitution.
Okay.
And to the man who said, "Why did you obey Constitution that I asked you to obey?" Right. When you look at lawyers,
both of you are calling for resignation of
MBA. Look, let me tell you something. MBA, the lawyer who went to court to seek for an expatriate order for police not to protect, cannot do that if he does not have the seal of the MBA. That means he went on behalf of MBA. If I go to take a lawyer, I'm taking MBA. MBA went to represent me to get that. MBA got the judge from MBA. And the MBA is saying, "Court, why did you obey that thing for MBA?" Remember, the court did not ask police not to carry out their
constitutional responsibility of protecting lives and property.
But they only say, don't give legality to that.
Simple. Don't sign that column. Don't take part. That's what they
may be there. That's why the police can be there. Now the police has gone to research, and people said, why did the police go there? Nigeria now. Wow.
Okay, so in this discussion we're having, for me, what I'm going to say here is that MBA, the chairman, not just the MBA, the chairman, and probably he and his executive are the ones. We are not accusing. Yeah, we are not. I'm not accusing him. I'm not accusing him for anything. But what I'm saying is, he's not right, because the judge himself, there is a judge that gave an order. Until that order is vacated, the order remains valid.
But actually,
what the order has said.
The state governor, probably you're not aware of it, actually went to appeal court to seek for stay of execution.
Yeah, which
and it was denied. And after it was denied, that was when the state governor now came out to make a broadcast that appealed to the emotions of Rivers people that the elections will have to hold. And I was wondering, why didn't the state governor also tell the Rivers people that I have actually, if that's why I even want to, I didn't want to bring out this.
He's calling it AI politics.
But no, hold on. But which begs the question: if that court judgment was not valid, if that court judgment did not have merit, if that court judgment was not binding, why did the governor make moves to stay execution of that judgment before elections? And appeal court refused to grant that stay of execution.
Then you go to
and then the governor came to make a state broadcast, still insisting that elections must hold. On one hand, by his action of going to appeal court to get a stay of execution, he recognizes that this judgment is valid. Because if it's not valid, he wouldn't make that move. So, but in face of not being successful, he now made a state broadcast and said elections must hold. So on one hand, the governor realizes that this judgment has life. On the other hand, the governor wants to do his bidding. Now, Judge, I want to ask you a clear question. If a judgment it's not binding, would you even appeal it or go to appeal court to get for stay of execution of that judgment? Because the stay of execution is to keep that judgment on hold while the election will hold. So go ahead.
The truth here is that the judgment that was given is binding. The governor understands that going against that will be the contempt of court. What he did was to see if he could stay execution. Unfortunately, it never happened for him. So, but because ego has, taken over everything that we are doing, he has given assurances to the people, the Rivers people, Nigerians, and even his party supporters and loyalists that the election will definitely hold. He has addressed the elders, Rivers elders, and those who are supporting him that the election will hold. So ego has overtaken.
So that he's not seen as weak.
He as a weak person. So at the end of the day, we will still battle it in court. First thing first, like some of our politicians will tell us these days, let them just call results. Let them just announce results. We'll battle it at the court.
All right.
It will be issue of technicality here and there. So what he's doing now is conduct the election, announce the winners. Then he has the constitutional responsibility to swear them in as the governor. He will swear them in. Now it is not left for because if you're not part of the election, you cannot even go to court to challenge it. And as you can see, both APC and PDP are not part. But the issue is that there was
pre-election matter.
the pre-election matter is what the APC and the PDP will use to go to court. You understand? So what the governor is doing is let them just announce, then I will swear them in and see if the federal government, when releasing this allocation, will release this allocation to the people who have been elected. They believe that everything can go in Nigeria. But like he said, pre-election matter, which there was a court order and even a judgment, which he has gone to appeal and never worked. So I don't. In fact, I pray the court should not even charge him for contempt.
He has immunity.
Yeah, he has immunity. Immunity has the lifespan now.
No, not about him having immunity. The man is putting in trouble is the chairman now. The court, they didn't go to court against the state government. They went to court against the SEC now. So it is the SEC that they will deal with, not him.
And the research chairman is the research office.
Interesting. Nze, what do you have to say? But before you give your final statement, before we go on the break, Chizzy here, when referring to you as reverend, he has told the world you are a reverend, by the way. When referring to you as a reverend, said that you said that the law should be set aside. In fact, if I may quote him, he said, when it comes to matters pertaining to the governor, you would rather the law be set aside.
Yes, in as much as everybody has right to say whatever he has to say.
Did you say that or not?
He does not have right on the consequences of what he has said. You only have right to say what you want to say.
Right.
But you do not have right over the consequences that will come. The truth is that, good enough, he has given me my position, which I am. I am a minister. I have that right and I have that stake before God and before man. I speak for God on behalf of men and speak to men on behalf of God. Now, coming to this point we are discussing about.
You didn't answer the question I asked.
The question is that they should set law.
Did you say that?
I didn't say so. I didn't say so. But I want you to understand.
I remind you that you said
I'm
that.
I'm coming now. Let me clarify
All
myself.
Right,
Don't remind me. 1 and 2, which precedes which? 1 and 2, which precedes which? Constitution and court, which one precedes which? Is it not constitution that precedes the court? Now, the constitution has spoken, and a lawyer has come to say what he wants to say, or a judge has come to say what he wants to say, which is not in tandem with the constitution of the land. So, you people are trying to give it. Thank God, none of you here is a lawyer.
No, we don't
None of you here is a lawyer, and you are giving your layman interpretation. As much as when it comes to the rule of law, I am also a layman. But when it comes to affairs of men, I think to an extent I've gotten to a certain level. So when I'm speaking from the authority backed by God, who is in charge of their affairs.
Reverend,
I'm coming. Let me. I have the stage.
You know why I'm calling you Reverend now? So you understand that I'm not going to inform you.
Let me clear.
Reverend, you said here. I will not allow you. This is my own way. I will not. Reverend,
you are chopping into my time.
Yes, I like that.
You don't do that.
It will not happen.
Okay, hold on. Let
me just inform you.
You don't need to inform me on my own speech.
What I am telling you is that when we are not interpreting the law, the court has interpreted, which is their constitutional responsibility to so do.
The court has interpreted contrary to the constitution.
It's not for you to determine.
That's why I said when they are through, let them go back in their legal struggle. But for now, we are taking what the constitution has said. And the Supreme Court,
what did the Constitution
said that local government elections should be conducted. And that is what is going on.
What is the Electoral Act on voter registration?
I said the Constitution.
Yes,
it's part of it. So what the Electoral Act said is not what we are coming to debate. If that is
that's part of the election, because when you want to hold the election, what makes up an election?
If that is what we are coming to discuss, we prepare for that.
If voter register is removed and the police is removed, is there an election?
There is election.
No. Without voter register.
Already police is biased. Recently, police is not the electorate. We are the electorate.
They don't know when they want to vote. Gentlemen, let him have his.
Recently, Justice Binta Nyako recused herself from the judgment between Nnamdi Kanu and Federal Government of Nigeria. Reason is because Nnamdi said, "Madam, you are biased."
Yes, of course.
And because you are biased, you can't defend me anymore.
But Rivers people has been calling the Rivers chairman biased. Why hasn't he resigned?
Who is the Rivers people?
Rivers
people speaks through their governor, their representative.
So you see, in that instance now, I can no longer say.
You said you gave the governor mandate. So it is the governor that is speaking for
that
you.
Doesn't say,
the
law gave the judge mandate to interpret the law.
Hold on now. Hold on.
Why
do you say I should hold on?
Hold on. This is time to speak.
Yeah, it is. I'm holding the table, so calm down. Yeah, this is not a Diabalo discussion.
Continue.
This is an honorable.
You have the floor.
So now, the Rivers people has spoken through the governor that the research chairman is still carrying out his duty as approved by the state high court, who has jurisdiction over local government elections.
They don't.
And now, the recent chairman, who is a retired judge, he has practiced judgment and justice over time and has known the intricacies of the law.
That's why he failed in all the processes.
And finally, he has come to be the chairman of this RISEC. And now, he who understands the law has looked into the matter and is saying that the state high court that has jurisdiction over local election has given him mandate to do that, and he is doing that. So what else do we need to hear? So if I am coming to say that the police is biased based on their behaviors, starting from the time of the outing of the local government chairman, that they went and barricaded all the 23 local government and in fact stopped Nigerian citizens from carrying out their legitimate and constitutional duties at the local government secretariats. And people died because people who supposed to access some medical attention from the local government, especially those vaccines, were withheld. And maybe some of them might have spoiled and got expired. And the police has not seen it as anything because they want to do the wish of one man. Now they have kept that. And those who served as caretaker committee chairmen operated outside their legal and legitimate offices to operate. Now election has come. The same police that is biased, led by Abetoko, has come to say, no, we will not. Court has asked us.
Is caretaker known to our law?
No, court has come to tell us. Court has come to tell us not to carry our constitutional rights.
On our own time
and the court has come to declare that, and police saying now court has said we should not carry out our constitutional duties, which means court can also tell police stop wearing cap, and police will accept.
Yes.
Now,
they are the top arms of one of the arms of the government.
Based on my stand, for God's sake, please, let's just be realistic. Let's just be real. We are all here in Rivers State. If Rivers State is boiling, it will boil in your house, it will boil in my house. If Rivers State is peaceful, prosperity and success will be found in your house and in my house.
That's why we want to know the truth, so there will be peace.
I have told you the truth. If you refuse to know the truth, as Pilate refused to know the truth about Jesus Christ, so be it. But I have said the truth in your so you should be able to stand by that.
All right, Reverend Nze. You see, one thing about open conversation that I find very interesting is people from different walks of life and different perspectives lend their voices when it comes to politics. And of course, politics is everybody's business. But however, on open conversation, we pride ourselves a lot on facts and not sentiments. And Nze, if I may say, you are very good at using your good ministerial office to speak to the emotions of people. But let me remind you, on the 3rd of October, you were a guest with Cheesy seated here when, and I'm quoting you, you said, desperate times calls for desperate measures. And in times of desperate times, the law can be set aside.
Yes.
Did you or did you not say that?
I say so, and I can stand by it.
Very well. I asked you if you said that. You said no.
Look, because law is not meant for law. Law is meant for man.
So man can break the law.
When law infringes on man, law has to be suspended.
Yes.
Okay, so it's okay for the governor to suspend the law.
No. Governor, if governor
it's okay for RISEC.
If government goes against the law, let the law go against the law.
It's okay for.
But as it stands now.
Hold on.
Well, come on now.
Because I asked you initially, you said you never made that statement.
So
I had to recall, I had to remind you of the date.
You're accusing me.
I am not accusing you. I can pull out the video. It's here.
That you asked me if I made that law
where you
set aside.
Exactly.
I said that I made that statement and I'm standing on it. I own up to myself.
That just I wanted to bring it up because initially you said no, so I wanted to remind you. Now, Cheesy, you were itching to say something. George was itching to say something.
Okay, let George.
So George speak, then Cheesy will speak, and then we'll go on a break.
No, well, like I have always been saying, what we have happened law in Nigeria, and if a judge who we believe is all-knowing in interpreting the constitution has come to say, okay, based on the evidence before me, this election should not hold, police should not take part, INEC should not provide updated voter register, why would the governor still go ahead to conduct the election? And the same governor had ordered his own lawyer to appeal that same judgment. Appeal the judgments in the staying of execution of this judgment. It never worked. Instead of him to open up to Rivers to say, we have appealed, it didn't work, please, we have to shift this. The man, because of ego, has still gone ahead to conduct the election. Look at what is happening. The APC secretary has been bombed. I'm sure in other places, in other areas of the state, there will be skirmishes here and there, whether you like it or not. And coupled with the kind of statement that he has uttered, carpeting the police that is supposed to protect lives and property, leaving their flanks open. What that means is that, criminals will take advantage. We only pray that nothing bad happens to Rivers State, because like my brother here said, if it burns for all of us. But the governor have a responsibility to protect life and property by the kind of utterances he makes. He should be responsible to our state. He's the leader of the state. He's the leader. Yeah, so right. He should not be, be biased in issues like this. That's what I have to say.
Cheesy.
I'm going to immediately react to three things. Firstly, it's not just having an opinion, it's a reaction. He has said that the RISEC chairman is a retired judge, and I agree with that. But I want to ask rhetorically, do you also know that a former chief justice of Nigeria can be jailed by a magistrate court? Doesn't matter whether he's been there for 30 or 40 years. The law is law, it's not him. The fact that he is even a former judge means that he should obey court orders and know what to do. He should even go ahead of even all these people who didn't know. Because I'm not heading a place. This is my place. I know what can happen through the court. So I need to secure certain things. I know who has jurisdiction and who does not have jurisdiction over it. This is a man who didn't announce election date before the expiration of the tenure of local government. A man who is a judge, who knows the right, who knows the law, couldn't do that. and you still ascribe that man a little bit of respect, the only respect I ascribe to that man is age, because he has failed law entirely. Secondly, I want to talk about the governor. He said the governor holds our mandate. Yes, until otherwise stated. For now, he holds my mandate. But it is not the governor who will tell me who is a legislator. It is not the governor who will tell me which court to respect or not. It is not the governor who will tell me what is law or not. He's holding our mandate to execute, executive mandate. Somebody has legislative mandate. Some people have judicial mandate. The only person that has a right, the reason why lawyers, even if you're a senior advocate of Nigeria and that you have stayed for 90 years behind or at back, that you are there for 90 years, you will still have to go to court, a magistrate court, to defend what you know is law. And what they pronounce is law can only be appealed. And until it's appealed, you, as a senior advocate of Nigeria, is bound to obey it. Let me quote this thanks. There was a court judgment delivered on the 25th of October 2007 that brought in Amechi. That court judgment today is no longer used as precedent. Do you know that? That the court has come to say we can no longer use it as precedent. Meaning that the court has seen that they erred in a certain aspect. Yet, the man became governor because the court has mentioned it become constitutional. Now, whether the court was right or not, you are bound to pay. You are bound to obey it until there's an appeal. And the governor went to an appeal. The same way the governor came here and told his followers that look, they are going to change the entire executives of the PDP. And then when he went to National Working Committee, we're going to change the chairman. When he came back, instead of him accepting, look at this case is what happened between the churches. The Catholic Church and any other church, I don't want to mention the name, in Anglican in England. The cardinal went to see the Pope, having asked Henry, the King Henry, that he can take a second wife because the guy has done so much for the church. You know, all of this emotion, he has done so much for the church. He's been benevolent, he's donated so much to the church, and the man needs a heir apparent and does not have. He met the cardinal and said, Cardinal, please, I need to marry another person to secure the throne. The cardinal said, okay, go ahead, let me go and meet the Pope. The man went to meet the Pope and came back, and the Pope said, no, you cannot have another wife. Then he came back and formed another church. That's the same thing that's happening. So, you know, sometimes you go giving your people this confidence. Oh, I'm going to change it. If you had gone to appeal, and appeal did not grant it, you know what that means? That means the only people that you can appeal now is the Supreme Court. And if you haven't appealed it to the Supreme Court, it stays. Yeah. So in the eyes of the law and the eyes of Chizzy, there is nothing. The only thing that today is happening is that instead of Laurencia and the NTM from leaving me with staying with my wife that I hardly will stay with, and my children are not around for anything to happen, they've dragged me to this place because there's nothing happening in the state other than war. And if anything happened and they declare a state of emergency in Rivers State, we shouldn't blame, because a flagrant display of order calls for anarchy. The difference between our society and other society is that they obey the law, and you can go back to law to say otherwise. So that's what happens. So if you are not obeying the law, my brother, if the court or the pastor is not obeying the law, he's not speaking for God.
All right.